Hey everybody, this is Joe over at Synergy 17, and today I'm going to show you about making curved or arched rhinestone fonts. So there's several ways to do this. Um, if you have a pre-stone font versus you have a regular font, let's say you have a regular font, and I'll just type in, actually we'll go rhinestone font first. We'll do Synergy 17 right here, and the first thing I want to do is put the arch in it. And it depends if you want to do an arch to a path or you just want to transform it and do your own arch yourself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this right here, and I'm in oobling right now. I'm going to hold shift and I'm going to click here and I'm going to arch it up to about here. And then, let's see, try to figure out how much of an arch I want. Okay, let's just say that's perfectly fine for what I want. Well, I'm going to make this, actually it really doesn't matter because since it's pre-stone font, we'll have to convert this to fonts. Convert it to the correct size, like SS10 or whatever we want to do. So I'm going to take this and I want to change it. I'm going to choose Rhinestone font, select the elements. I'm going to say resize the object. I'm going to go with SS10. Just choosing orange, doesn't really matter. Hit OK. And this right here in the orange is the same arched. Oops. This right here in the orange is the same arch as that we made, but what we did was we have nice perfect round rhinestones, because when you do this it creates an oblong. So when I use that tool, replace with rhinestones, it makes the correct size. So let me show you another method of doing this. I'm going to use the same example here. So as you can see, this height is 2.476 and this height here is 5.195. So I kind of know that the correct size is 5.195 to make it SS10. So I'm going to change this to 5.195. So this is actually the correct size for an SS10 stone. But let me show you something. I'm going to break the path because I want to click on the stone itself. When I click on a stone, I see 0.127 by 0.129, which is incorrect. The 0.127 is correct, but because we actually transformed it, it's an oblong. So what you can do is there's a feature here, and probably in most programs where you can replace an object with another object. I'm going to say rhinestone, replace with rhinestone. So I'm going to replace each one of those little circles with the rhinestone. So I'll choose a replacement, which is going to be an SS10. I'll just pick blue so you can see it. Add that, hit OK. Now when I hit replace, it replaces every one of those oblong circles with the perfect round circle. So I still have the arch like we wanted before, but now we have it in perfect circles. So whenever you transform or you curve something, you're going to lose that circle. So one method was using the rhinestone fill and then choosing the rhinestone font object and it'll resize it for you and create the circles. The other method was to use replace with rhinestones. The other option would be to choose Synergy 17 again. But this method, this is your basic method, would be to let's pick something really quick. So right here, let's say we took this font and we wanted to arch it. Well, what's going to happen is this one, since it's not a pre-stone font, we'd set whatever width we want. This is 23, which is pretty large. Let's do 12 inches. We'll zoom in. And then now we could take this, transform. Like I said, we can arch it, as much as we want, little arch. And then after that, then we would stone it. Now, if we want to put stones around the outside, we can choose outline. And then we can push it closer together. And this would be stoning it afterwards. So that's just an outline font. You know, we can go there and fix anything we need to fix. Like I'd put an extra one here, I'd put an extra one here, move these around a little bit. But the point is that you could set your size and then stone it. And that's the way you would have to do it if you want to get an arch. So those are kind of 3 different methods of doing it. Okay, now I'll go ahead and I'll show you how to do it in Corel as well. So in Corel, it's the same type of procedure. You're going to type in whatever you want. I use the same example, Synergy 17. Let's pick that thin athletic font here. So this is a pre-stoned font, and like I said, what's going to happen is I'm going to guess right around 2 inches is an SS10. I could break this apart, and I can keep on trying. So basically what I could do is I could right click on this and convert to curves, ungroup it all. And what happens is now I want to combine this, and then one more time I'm going to break it apart so I can touch each individual stone. That's 0.135, so a little bit too big. I'm going to shrink it down to 0.123. I want it to be 0.127, 0.124, a little bit more. 0.126, that's close enough for an SS10. So I'm going to combine these, and now if I hit, I believe it's Control F7, I get the envelope tool. So with the envelope tool, I can add new, I can grab this and hold shift. Shift will break it this way. Control will keep them together, so I can do my arch this way. And then let's say I want that arch is perfectly fine. The problem is same thing as before. I have this point, whoops, I need to let me ungroup it, break curve apart so you can see the size. 0.129 and 0.126. So we've actually stretched these circles out, and so they're no longer nice round circles. There's different tools you could probably use. Like I said, I'm not sure about WinPC and stuff, but if it has a replace with rhinestone or replace with circle, then you could easily replace each individual circle with that. I have a macro I created a while back that kind of does this stuff. It resizes fonts and replaces stones. So what I could do is highlight all these, choose SS10, and then say replace stones. And what it's going to do is it'll go through and replace every one of those oblong ones with a perfectly round circle. So there we go, 0.127, 0.127, exactly perfect circle. But I still have the arch. So that's one way of doing it. This, you know, creating it using an envelope. Another way would be to, let me just go ahead and exit this, would be if you wanted to follow a shape. So for example, if I had a circle here, and I clicked on this here, you can put text along a path. So let's say I just put my name. So when I grab this dot, it'll tell me when it's perfectly centered here, and then if I made this larger, that's the way, another way you can arch something is you can make it follow a path. So you could do this and then stone it if you have stoning software in Corel, or like we said, you can highlight this, whoops, highlight this, and you can use an existing font, a Rhinestone font, but we have to get it to the right size. And that's where we either break it apart, or you know, we break it apart and look at the stone size, or we can use, like I said, we can use the tool, the Rhinestone Resizer right here. So what I want to do is convert it to curves, and then at this point I could do this, I could choose SS10 and then resize the font, and now I have a nice arched with a perfect SS10 0.127 stone. So that's another way, is to apply it to a path and then break it apart and then use this tool to get the correct stone size, or the right dimension. So anyways, I hope that all makes sense. If you have any questions, if I went too fast or you want some more instruction on one of these methods, just let me know.